Hello, greetings, everybody. My name is Bene. I'm happy to be here and honored to present to you some of the wonderful things I do in the financial industry, helping families and friends to have a plan for the financial future. Along my presentation, um, you are going to be exposed to some financial concepts that may be foreign to you. I would just ask you to have an open mind, sit back, relax, and I am here to actually show you how these financial concepts may help you or the people around you to have a plan for the future. And again, as you are listening to me, think about some of the people that you know who can benefit from this information. Because in this 21st century, it is crucial that each individual, each person is financially literate, and that helps to make a community better, and that helps also decrease the level of poverty in our communities and our families. So I am sharing this from experience. I'm going to share with you my experience, where I come from, who I am, and why am I speaking with you today. Okay, so sit back and relax. I'm going to share with you a few slides, and hopefully I'm going to make it a little less than 30 minutes presentation. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. So let's start. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we keep going with uh, my presentations. All right, so this is me. I am called a financial artist. Why am I called a financial artist? Because I have a background in performing arts. Okay, but today I'm a financial planner, I'm a financial educator, and still a performing artist and community organizer. I'm putting here my phone number and email address. I wish this could be a little bit more interactive. However, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call me or email me. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Okay, let's go to the next slide here. And before I actually go to the next slide, I want to tell you I am a licensed professional with the state of California, where I live, and I live in the city of Oakland. So, my background, I was born and raised in Brazzaville, that's the Republic of Congo in Central Africa. Eventually, most people may know me in the artistic industry as the performer, as the choreographer, but however, in school, I have a background in finance. I had a bachelor's in economics, one of my master's in finances, and when I moved to America, I acquired my MFA, Master's in Fine Arts in Dance Creative Practice at St. Mary's College of California. And eventually in the artistic side, I'm an artistic director of a festival, multidisciplinary festival called Mbongi Square Festival, and then a company that does dance works called Kiandanda Dance Theater. I'm a motivational speaker among the youth in the Congo, and I'm an entrepreneur. You know, I do some work in land and agricultural back home in the Congo, along the way with some women and young men, teaching them how the importance of land. So I am a family person. How do I, why, the reason why I'm doing this is to build legacy for my family and legacy for my friend, and along the way, educating them to do the exact same thing I am doing, to just be able to manage money, be able to be financially savvy. That just helps us to be able to contribute to our families and in society. So money management is very important, I believe, not like necessarily we are pursuing money as the goal for our life, but however, when in the society we live in, we need money to be able to survive the everyday needs. All right. So the purpose of this course here, my presentation, is to actually show the ways that financial concepts can help you and what decision you need to make for yourself and what are options that are open to you. So this is me in the Congo with my family. I have here My brothers, I'm part of a big family, large family, boys and girls, a huge family. So you're gonna see my brothers and some of their friends, my sisters, and eventually I am a father. I have three daughters. You can see my daughters are right here on the picture. I love them so. And I'm doing all of this for my family, daughters, and I want to make sure that also my community knows about what I'm doing. And over there, some of my aunties that I was not able to see for a long time. And when I went back home, I was able to reconnect with them. And eventually, I went in this picture here where I'm by the water. I went to see some of the agricultural project that I have back home to see how the cassava is growing and planting peanuts and all kinds of diverse agricultural products. And eventually, being a family person, I always visit my family. You can see in the middle that's my dad and that's my mom. Unfortunately, my father is no longer, but hey, it's a transition. We are gonna be leaving this earth one day, but I am blessed to have a family. My mom is there, a beautiful and entrepreneur woman as well. So, and here coming to America. So coming to America, like many immigrants, I didn't come to America just to sit. I decided to go to school here. First of all, learning English. It was not easy to be learning English and not understanding people, but I say to myself, I'm in a new country, I'm in a new culture. I have to do my best to learn about the culture, learn about the ways of the people here. So I went to school studying with non-credit classes and credit classes in community colleges and made my way all the way to college to do my master's degree. So this is my MFA. So when I graduated from St. Mary's College of California. This is my cohort. I love my people and I miss my friends here. But however, I'm in touch with them because we still have some communication in the Facebook group to allow us to communicate and share some of the things we are doing in our communities. Um, so my next slide here, as I told you, I'm an artist. I'm an artist person, performing arts. I'm in art industry. This is another community of mine. So they're performing artists doing dance and doing acting and modeling, all kinds of things, music and all kinds of things in the performing arts. So you guys, we can see in these pictures, it is really a wellness. So now I'm talking physical wellness and financial wellness. So now, the reason why I came to this financial industry is really out of observations. As I told you, I am from the Congo. Being Africans, I really noticed, like in my community, there was a lack of financial literacy. Why I'm saying a lack of financial literacy? Because first thing I noticed, every time someone passed away, there will be a GoFundMe that was led. And for me, GoFundMe, I thought was not a way to be able to take care of final expenses. Okay? Because if the family knew that you can be saving money, putting money aside, and when something happens in your family, then you have a plan that will help you guys take care of the final expenses are to send the body back home, as many immigrants like to do. So when the family was not able to raise enough money to send the body back to Africa, then the disease was put on earth here on foreign land. So, and also talking about the artistic world, I have seen many elders, many people, they come there in the 70s and they pass, past 65, and they were not able to retire just because they didn't have enough savings to be able to retire comfortably. So they had to be working hard. So that was kind of hurting me. And I knew I had solutions and I knew I had the knowledge to actually tell my friends and the people in the community like, hey, if we can make plans, you can make this plan, you can retire comfortably, you can take care of your kids, you can leave a legacy behind. So one of the reasons I came to the financial industry to really stay, help my families, help friends to really take care of the finances and make plans so that we just can help out. Nothing wrong with that, right? And again, as I'm moving to my presentation here, think about the people who may benefit about this information. Also asking yourself questions. Where are you at financially? What kind of plans do you have? Do you have a retirement plan? If you have kids, do you have any savings or college plan for your children put in place? Or do you have, how diverse is your portfolio? So just think about, what do you have set aside, or how much money do you have saved to offset your expenses when an emergency happens? So those are the questions that I ask my friend, ask for families to ask themselves. So if you don't have if the answer is negative, for instance, this is where I come in to help you to make a plans, because it's all opens. One thing I have noticed also, the difference about the difference between, wealthy people and I would say non-wealthy people is usually mindset, and also second, access to information. So information is crucial. So I'm here to deliver information and actually help you make the decisions now to build a future for yourself, okay, and your family, of course. So this is just a slide here for the INRA that says nearly two-thirds of Americans show slow levels of financial literacy. So you can see 60% here were unaware of, when we run like a quiz, that you may also make a quiz around yourself, around among your family members and friends, just asking the simple questions as, what do they know about savings, vehicles of savings? What do they know about investing, for instance? And you can get to find out what they know. So if they have right answers, fantastic. If they don't, then we can make sure that we know about the basic concept of financial literacy, especially it's not taught in school. So here we can look at about the three major events that could cause chaos if no plans in place. One thing that we usually take for granted is when we are healthy, okay, we think that nothing may happen. So it's only when an emergency happens it happens around our circle, then we start thinking, first thing we start thinking about is actually finances. We have to have enough money or have a health plan to be able to offset the expenses. And then the emergency is sickness, death, and then I talk about retirement here. How do we build a proper retirement plan? How do we have plans so that once you're no longer around, you can leave a legacy to your family, and for those who have children, you can leave that to your children. So those are emergency we think about, and to really prevent them. In order to prevent them, and this is in terms of finances, we want to make sure that we are looking at our numbers. We're looking at our numbers and know that there is enough saved, properly saved, so that when an emergency happens, we don't have stressed, built level of stress go up. Okay. Next year, I'm gonna tell you about the power of choice. I told you in the beginning that I am a licensed professional, okay? I had to pass my license with the California state of California, excuse me, because I will not be able to speak with you and show you this concept if I am not licensed. First of all, I have a background in finance, but however, even when I had a background in finance, in school, I was taught how to save the world, how to save a nation, but how not to save myself, because personal finances is rarely taught in school. So now here, for me, I have to teach people about the power of choice. I am an independent contractor. I work with different companies in the United States and Canada. So I'm a non-captive. Non-captive, it just means I represent multiple companies. So I bring a million companies to a million families rather than a million family to a million companies. So you can sit back in the comfort of your home. I know what are the companies that are out there that have your best. So on my screen, you can see here, these are A-rated companies. We only work with A-rated companies, the companies that have experience, that have been around for over 50 years, and they've proven that they have the trust of the people. So some of the companies here are Transamerica, Everest, Pacific Lab. They all specialized in financial services. So now the power of choice. What is the power of choice? How would it feel for you to know that in the financial industry, you actually have choices to choose. You have the ability to choose the plans that works best for your family versus one plan designed for you. And that's what we do. I come here to show you some of the choices that you have. So when you look at my banner, on this side right here, what do you see here? You see some of the services that exist in a financial industry. And these are not all of them. These are just some of the services. It can be, life insurance, college planning, retirement plan, IRA. So my role is actually to break down some of the concepts. I'm not going to break down on this presentation some of these concepts. Of course, that's going to be a conversation that you and I will going to follow up, so I can actually break each item down for you, explaining the pros and cons within each financial concept. However, what you need to know that you have a choice. You have choice open to you, and in among the services, I know the ones that will best help your family. Okay. So here is my missions. I love my mission because this is what actually motivated me, brought me into the financial industry, is to help people. And to help people is my motto is no family left behind. I don't work in a traditional financial industry. Let me ask you a question. Do you work with a financial advisor? If you do, good job. But if you don't, why not? Well, probably the reason is most people cannot afford a financial advisor. Traditional financial advisor, if you don't have, over $1,000, between $1,000 and $2,000 to sit with them so you can have a financial analysis, they cannot sit with you. And most importantly, if you don't have asset, you don't have $1 million, $500,000, $250,000, no asset, traditional financial advisors, they cannot sit with you and talk to you just because, hey, you have no money, they cannot help you, unfortunately. So if they cannot help you, so what about the rest of the people? If they can only help a certain category of people in our society. So this is where someone like me, we come in to say, hey, no family left behind. You deserve to consult with a financial professional who can actually help you with your finances, because it should be your right. Okay, so on my screen here, this is just some of the statistics here. What we do, we have in our society two classes here. We have the wealthy, and I would say the middle class, non-wealthy. So it just means those who make 100K or less a year, and those who make more. So you can read it for yourself. So I'm not reading the same thing on the slide. But however, what I want to state here, when I moved to this country, I just also realized that that's uh, in my community, especially, being Congolese, being Africans, there was a lot of debts. You come to a new country and you be handed those credit cards, and you don't realize each dollar that you spend in a credit card is a debt. It's not your money. So you gotta know how to use or not use those credit cards. Okay. So now we teach, actually, if you use the credit cards, you have to use them to build your credit, because the credit score is important in this country. But in some ways, that's a conversation we can have as well. So now for me, I go out there to teach my people, to teach my friends, to teach families about financial habits, because the mindset is very crucial when we talk about money, because most people get very sensitive when it comes to finances. So for me is I ask anybody that I talk to, just relax. It's a conversation. As uncomfortable the conversation around money may be, but it is so important that we tackle that issue. Okay, so mindset. We need to make sure we don't have bad spending habits, buying the things that we don't need. Okay, or just buying for the sake of buying. So how do we better communities? That's why along my mission about no family left behind, I resonate with one of the speeches of Martin Luther King about economic justice that didn't make it as big as I Have a Dream speech. The economic justice is really making sure we can create equality in our society, so that each individual, each family is financially educated, and they know exactly where to put their money, how to invest their money. Just because, hey, most people don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, oh, I'm gonna fail in my life. Of course we want to succeed, right? Where, so whatever your definition of success is, what are the steps you are taking to get to that level of success? That's a question right there. So we are here to speak about how we get to that level of success. So now in my screen right here, uh, I am going, sorry, I'm moving my screen here so you can be able to read here, moving my image. Sorry about that. So these are some of the financial services that exist. In these financial services, when you look at this list, what do you have for yourself? Do you have something on this list? Good job. Well, if you don't, maybe you have something that may not be on this list. Good job. But if you don't, no worries. That's what we're here for. We're here actually to help you about making sure you understand what the 401k is and how we can make your rollovers. And if you say life insurance, if you have life insurance, you want to make sure you understand the differences of life insurance, the kinds of life insurances that exist. We have the old life insurance and the new life insurance. So those are the things we have to teach families. If there is a need for upgrade, you gotta upgrade, because the information moves so far, the industry is be shifting. So my role is to really tell people, hey, know what you have, and once you know what you have, you can make a better decisions if you wanted to upgrade your plan or not. Okay, so now let's go right into the concept of financial in financial industries. This is a question for you. You can see on my screen here we have compound interest and the rule of 72. Are you familiar with this concept of compound interest and the rule of 72? If you are, good job to you. I applaud you. If you not sure, well, I am here to help you with that. This concept was developed by Albert Einstein, the physicist, the astrophysicist who developed the concepts, the formula, energy equals mass and the speed of light square. So that's more scientific, but the compound interest just means how your money grows, how much time how much time it's gonna take to your money to double based on the interest rate that you get on money that you have in a bank account or a certain bank accounts. Okay, Albert Einstein quotes, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, and the person who understands it earns it, and the person who does not understand this concept pays for it. And that's really into it. So it's just interest rates, knowing about the interest rate, the rate of return that you have on your money. So now let me explain it. I'm taking here an example of a person who's 29 years old, and this person is saving $10,000 in a bank. So the concept of the rule of 72 works in a way that you take 72, you divide 72 by the interest rate you have on your money in whatever bank institution you have, the number you get is how much time it's gonna take your money to double. Okay, we know that most banks, mainstream banks, they will give you a rate of return that don't that the average maybe 0.5% if you are lucky, but otherwise it's most of the time is 0.01%. So not even 1%. So now here we are going to uh, uh, take the just as an example that your bank is giving you 1% rate of return. Okay, so 72 divided by 1, how much that is? It's 72. All right, so now let's say you are 29 years old, you put $10,000 in a bank. So 72 divided by the 1% rate of return you are getting equals 72. So by the time your money doubles, you are going to be 101 years old. We all know we rarely live up to 100 years old. So imagine you live up to a century old and you have $20,000 in the bank. Would that be enough for you to retire? Probably not. So now we are moving forward and see an example where you are getting 4% of rate of return on your money. You can see now how the concept of compound interest is working, how fast your money is growing. So now imagine getting 6%, imagine getting 10% rate of return, or even more, 25% rate of return. As good as it sounds, yes, there are accounts out there that can provide you up to 10% rate of return. And you see how much money how much fast your money is growing. So this is the first rule of money, compound interest. Now let's move on the second rule of money. The second rule of money here, I'm gonna come back to that slide. The second rule of money is just the option that you have on your money. The three different accounts. You can have three strategies on how you can grow your money. So the first account is fixed, the second one is variable, and the third is indexed. Fixed here, you can see the diagram is flat. So your money has no motion. There is no fluctuations. If you leave money there, you're not making money, you're not losing money, your money is almost dead. Now you have the variable, your money goes up and down, and it's almost like a heart attack. Okay, so you don't know when you're gonna make money, when you're gonna lose, it goes up, it goes down. And then you have what we call the index strategy. In the index strategy, you can look at on the red line. The red line, what we call the indexing strategy, you can see that your money, they are those little logs that comes in. So let's back up a little bit. The variable accounts, this one here, is the stock market. You know how the stock market is very unstable, okay? Unstable, it's variable, it just means unstable and reliable, all right? There is no way you have your money in the stock market, you can go to sleep peacefully or wake up peacefully without having to worry about what your money is doing or if your money is gonna be there or not. So into the index strategy here, your money is not directly invested in the stock market, but it's only mirroring, like a mirror, it's mirroring the performance of the stock markets. When the stock market performs well, you're gaining money. So when the stock market crashes, then this locks, this padlocks comes in, you lock in your gains, you don't lose money, you don't make your money at the moment, and that zero becomes your hero, right? So wouldn't that feel nice to know that no matter how the market's doing, your money is always going to be there? That's what it is. Money goes down, your money is locked in. Money goes, the stock market goes up, your money start growing from where you left off. Isn't that wonderful? And many people don't know about these index strategies. Why? I told you in the beginning, it's just access to informations. And eventually, you have to qualify for the index strategies. And my job here is to make sure each individual, each family I speak to can have a diversified portfolio. And in that diversification, the index strategy needs to be there. All right. So now let's go back to my slide here. I was telling you, my job is also to teach about financial education, so more meaning spending habits. My question for you right now, what's the first thing you do when you make money, when you have your paycheck? What's the first thing you do with your money? Okay, answer that for yourself. However, what I encourage people to do, when you make money, save your money first. Take a percentage of the money, of your money, to pay yourself, which means save 15, 20, whatever percentage is that is comfortable for you. But the idea is to always pay yourself first before you pay anyone else. Save your money first before you spend it. And what do most people do with their money? Well, save, they spend it. And when they're spending or when they're saving it, where do most people saving their money? They're saving money in the banks because of the security that the banks provide. Okay, and what we call in a bank here, we ask. I would like to ask, what do you know? What do you know about what the bank does with your money? So I'm gonna provide the answer here. For when you put your money in the bank, for each dollar that you put in the bank, the bank's going to ensure that dollar for $3 and create $10 of reserve. We call it the concept of fractional lending. And also the bank is able to actually multiply your money by 12 or 12 or 13 times in the basic based on the concept of fractional lending. And then the bank is giving you a rate of return of 0.01% on your money. Depending on which financial institution, maybe it's 0.02%. So I encourage you right now to go and look at the rate of return that you have on your bank, whatever bank you are, either it's a mainstream bank or credit union. Look at the rate of return you have in your bank. So now I asked you a question, what do you know about what the bank does with your money? Answer that question for yourself. But what I'm gonna tell you is the bank invests your money. You know, loans, when you take a loan, then you're gonna get hit with up to 24% of interest rates. And the bank eventually invests your money as well in what we call some of the safest place to save your money, insurance companies. All right, isn't that interesting? So here's a question for you. So if you have a chance, if you have a choice, sorry, would you rather put your money in a bank or put your money where the bank is putting its money or your money to gain 6 to 12%, if no more, rate of return while they're giving you 0.01%? What would you choose? Eventually, the answer is clear. You're going to put your money where the bank is putting its money. So my job is to cut the middleman and show you exactly where to put your money, just as the bank is doing. So now let's go and talk about the third rule of money, and then we'll be done. So this is just how money get taxed. All right. You know, we live in America. All right. You make money, you pay taxes. You spend money, you pay taxes. So money get taxed here in three strategies here. Money get taxed now in the savings accounts, in a certificate of deposit as well. That's commonly called CDs. Okay. And the money get taxed later, and you get tax advantage. What does that mean? Remember, these concepts are really basics, all right? So as you listen to me, if you think about a family member, a friend of yours who also may benefit from this presentation, please don't hesitate to refer them to me. Let's have a conversations. And each of these concepts, I can break it down for you, and I can exactly show you how you can access these accounts or make a shift to your plans and build a strong financial future for yourself and your family. All right. So now let's talk about tax ladder and tax advantage. You know, paying taxes can be a burden. And this is a disclaimer. I'm not asking anybody not to pay taxes. No, not at all. We all have to pay taxes because taxes is the way we actually build our society. However, if you had a choice to get, tax reduction, 20% or 30% tax reduction, would you not take it? Of course you would. So it just means there are tax codes that exist. It's legal eventually that people, citizens can take advantage of. So now our role, if you didn't know, we teach you how to take advantage of the tax codes that exist in the market. Okay. So let's say you are a farmer. You are growing, let's say, corn. Okay, you have a small bag of seeds. So if you were to pay taxes, You know that if you plant those small seeds, those bag of seeds, those seeds, if you put that on the land, okay, on the soil, it's gonna grow to more seeds, right? You're gonna have more bags of seeds. So you go from small to a big bag, more bags of seeds, multiple bag of seeds. So if you were to pay taxes, would you rather pay taxes on a small bag of seeds or on your bigger harvest? What would you choose? Yeah, the question, I guess, I hope you got it right. The answer is pay your taxes on your small bag of seeds, because when you plant the rest, your seeds gonna grow to more bags of seeds, which you can access completely tax free. So this is how I explain tax ladder and tax advantage. For tax ladder, it means just tax deferred. If you have a plan such as a 401k, a traditional IRA, fixed annuities, you are not paying taxes on these plans as of now, but later on, the IRS is going to knock at your door and ask for the share fare of your money. However, on a tax advantaged, you pay your taxes now on your small bag of seeds, and when your money grows to whatever number, you can access your money completely tax free. And you have those two strategies here: the Roth IRA and the cash accumulation in insurance policy. The catch is, on a Roth IRA, is just you have limitations. On a Roth IRA, you can only contribute up to $6,000 a year. And if you make over $130,000 a year, you probably won't qualify for a Roth IRA because you consider wealthy, but that's still not wealthy at all. So those who have more money than that, or if you wanted to save more money than that in a plan where you can have benefit these tax codes, in a plan where you can provide you security and protections for your money, where will you go? So that's where most wealthy people, they look at into the cash accumulation in insurance policy. So these are the three strategies to about how money gets taxed that I can talk to you a little bit more about it. Just hit me up, give me a phone call, send me an email, and I'm happy to discuss this with you. So in the financial industry here, as I said in the beginning, we always want to determine what's the most important thing for the person. I work in an industry where we take care of the people. We do complementary financial needs analysis, okay? And within this analysis here, we have six lists of needs here. I am obviously I am African. I have an accent. I am black, and I know in the financial industry, it's an industry that's composed of most. It's a very male and white dominated industry. So now we, in our philosophy, we are trying to change the face of financial industry where everybody, it doesn't matter what color you are, you may be black, you may be yellow, you may be green, whatever color, whatever racial background you on, we are inviting everybody actually to break the myth that you can work in the financial industry, do the same thing that I'm doing to educate your family, educate the people around you to not be consumers, but however, be generators, and be people who actually can also be investors and save the money and make a bright, be the bright future, be the legacy for the family. Okay, so we are really disturbing the financial the face of the financial industry here. So that's why I'm going out there. I'm looking for good people to really share this information, teach them how they can share this information, so themselves they can also go out there, share this information. So what category are you here, or what are the needs that you may have here? Number one, increased cash flow, where we've been living in the coronavirus here. It's been hitting us hard. And last time I checked, the number's been going up. Maybe it's increasing a little bit now, but over 50% of Americans apply for unemployment benefits. So people have been losing their jobs. However, number one industry has been thriving is financial industry. And of course, if you work in the tech industry, medical industry field, then you had a job. So if you did not, or you just still don't have a job, where can you have what kind of job can you have that no matter what happens, you can still be working in a comfortable home and be helping people and making extra income? Number two, if you have children, this is about college planning. Hey, Make sure you have a plan for your kids so they don't take debts. You know, the student loan, it's a burden for many students in the United States. And number four, emergency fund. Last time I checked, 43% of Americans don't even have $1,000 just sitting on the side to can face an emergency. Is that your case? If it is, hey, let's talk. We can help you actually build an emergency fund and proper protection and build wealth and number preserve wealth, because some families think about leaving a legacy behind, which means the day I die, the day I'm no longer, I want to make sure that my kids, my family is protected. And that's also a way to create generational wealth. How do you create generational wealth? Like the Rockefellers, like many families in the world who have their names have been living generation after generations. It's not that complicated, and you don't need to be rich to do that. We can teach you actually how to create generational wealth. And so tell me, what's the most important to you? Hit me up. Let's have a conversations. Ask this question for yourself. And please, think about the people who may benefit from this information, because we need to save everybody and open information to everybody. So now, as I'm building what are called an army of financial professionals, we need to educate people. So I'm working in an industry that is very innovative. All right, we are in marketing and distributions. So what are we distributing here? We are distributing knowledge. We are making plans. So we want more people to actually come and disturb this market and help more people to actually be financially free. So this is why I'm inviting you, come on board with me. These are some 5 reasons why you should consider this business model. All right, it's just, you're gonna get world-class financial education, the ability to work in the comfort of your home, get tax deduction on the business that you do, and you can help people easy. Very easy, and of course make an additional income. I do this part-time, so I am an artist, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm doing this, however, because I care about the people. I'm doing this work part-time, but you can do this full-time if you wanted to, or you can do it as a referral basis. But however, you have to get training. You get trained, you get licensed, because this is legal. Okay, so that's why ask me the question that you need. I'm inviting you to consider this seriously. You can make extra income while you can do still the things that you'll be doing there. And the most important here is helping people. That's my mission. All right. I'm almost done with you. We have a compensation plan here. I'm happy to break down this with you as you come on board with us, how we actually gonna get compensated. On average, an associate for us, if you're an associate level, you can make up to 4 grand, yeah, on average, and eventually you can make up to 50 grand a year. And this is the numbers I can break it down. As we teach you, as you gain experience, as you're an associate, you become a senior a marketing director, and you may become a senior associate. Based on that level of your training, as you gain experience, of course, your numbers only can go up, not down. I'm happy to talk to you about our compensation packages. So it's just amazing. All right. So, and this is just another layout. I'm going to break down with you again. How can you make a month or a week just for helping someone save $100? So basically, you make money as you help people save money. That's all. You help people save money, you make extra income. Easy peasy. All right. So that was a little bit about some of the work that I do in the financial industry. I want to present to you. Thanks for making the time. And again, please hit me up. Call me, have an email. If you and I we already in contact, let's sit again and break down all this concept and help you out and help the community to thrive. All right. Everybody deserves a chance. Thanks for your time for listening to me. I appreciate you. I will see you on our next appointments. Have a wonderful day or wonderful evening. Bye bye.